The end begins, Shadow Monarch versus destruction itself. Antares was unleashing hell in Japan. The skies were choked with dragons, dozens, no, hundreds of them, circling above as his burning legion swept through the land, leaving nothing but ash and screams in their wake. Their mission was simple: destroy everything to fuel Antares' power. In just 2.5 hours, a once mighty nation was reduced to a flaming wasteland. Despair spread like wildfire across the globe. Giants, beasts, insects, an endless horde was pouring through the portals. It wasn't just a war, it was the end of the world. Facing this catastrophe, the director of the Hunter Bureau, in Nation N, finally gave up. There was no hope. Now he understood why Sung Jinwoo had begged them to stay away from the gates. But just when all seemed lost, a shadow appeared before him. It was Sung Jinwoo. Jinwoo had come for one thing: the rune stone left behind by Kamish, the most powerful dragon ever slain. The director was stunned. That stone was a national treasure. They had offered it to Jinwoo before, and he refused. Now he wanted to take it without giving anything in return. But the moment he opened his mouth to argue, he gave up. What did it matter? The world was dying. Might as well bet everything on the Shadow Monarch. He handed over the rune stone, but had to ask, thoughtful, "What do you plan to do with it?" Jinwoo's answer was simple, determined. "I'm going to fight back." The director immediately led him to the stone's vault. At this point, fighting the Destruction Monarch head-on was suicide. But this rune stone, Kamish's legacy, wasn't just any artifact. It had to be the final trump card left behind by the rulers. Before leaving, Jinwoo made one last request: to see Madame Zeno, the world's only true prophet. As soon as she laid eyes on him, her expression changed. Surprised, "You're not the same man I met before," she said, thoughtful. "Back then, the darkness was just inside you. Now, you are the darkness." Calm. "I'm still me," Jinwoo replied. "I just accepted that darkness. I came to ask, curious, what do you see in my future?" She agreed, but the second her hand touched his, tears welled up in her eyes. Her voice trembling. "You're really going to carry all of this alone? You'd sacrifice yourself to save everyone?" Jinwoo smiled gently. "Gentle, so I can make it that far." "Good." But Madame Zeno gasped, gasping. "No one will remember you. It'll be a battle fought in total silence, alone," pleading. "Can you still go through with it?" Before she could finish, Jinwoo had already disappeared into the shadows. He stood atop the Hunter Association building in Nation H, looking out at his city one last time. Before the battle, he made a call to the only person he couldn't bear to leave behind, Cha Hae-in. She answered, and after a brief moment of warmth, she asked, softly, "Can you promise me one thing? Come back. Just come back to me."
"I will," Jinwoo said softly. "I promise."
As the call ended, Cha Hae-in stood ready, leading the charge. The Asian Hunter Alliance, the European League, the African Union, and the United States Emergency Task Force all gathered under her command. Tens of thousands of hunters marched to war. Meanwhile, Antares stood atop a mountain of hunter corpses. He looked to the sky and projected his voice, laced with murderous intent, across the globe. "Shadow Monarch, I'm here. Your millions of comrades are already dead. How long are you going to keep hiding?" Jinwoo's reply was cold and calm. "Don't worry, I'm on my way. Hook, one man, one final stand. When gods fall silent, only the shadow remains."